Hello everyone and welcome to a long-delayed video, Green Hell vs the Long Dark. Before we actually start, all that we can say is that both games are addictive, and you will most likely rage quit a dozen times and still want to play both games. We will only focus on the survival mode to avoid spoiling anything in the storylines. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. First off is graphics. So let's start with Green Hell. The game gives you the feeling of actually being in a forest. They went straight for realism and trying to make it as realistic as possible in terms of sounds and graphics. Even looking down in the water, you can sometimes see the leeches which keep getting stuck onto you, as well as other small but really good details that make the game feel even more alive. Now onto the Long Dark. And since the Long Dark went for a different graphic style that gives you the hand-drawn or sketched feeling, most people would think that the Long Dark can't match the graphic of Green Hell. And well, I encourage you to think again. They didn't simply give the Long Dark a cartoonish or a sketched graphic just cause. And even if they did, they managed to turn it into something special. I can't even begin to imagine the Long Dark graphics being something else. This graphic style just gives it the right feeling of being halfway frozen into a popsicle and warming up inside a house while waiting out a blizzard outside. This graphic gives the perfect feeling. Now let's talk about crafting. The Long Dark put the effort into making crafting feel real. And although it is a bit too hard for new players to be able to craft anything, it all adds up to giving the actual feeling that you are not conquering the game, you are struggling just to stay alive. And for example, once you have crafted a bow, you tend to keep good care of it because you know you can't simply make another one whenever. Same goes for the arrows. You don't want to shoot an arrow that gets stuck in a deer that ends up escaping. Also keep in mind that in the Long Dark, crafting resources are not infinite and you will need to preserve what you have. For Green Hell, we have to say, we love the building system, how you can build rain collectors and meat dryers and so on. But the crafting system? Let's be honest, you can simply make a bow, axe and a spear only a few moments after starting a game. And you can make a dozen arrows and just kill anything that you see. It still won't save you from dying in the most ridiculous ways. But you will have had your killing spree before dying. So the crafting system in the Long Dark is way more realistic. Now for the most basic need, food. Green Hell has a special nutrition system. You need to take care of all your body needs in terms of fat and protein and water and such. And different types of food give your body what it needs, and some types of foods like frogs can be extremely poisonous and deadly. And of course any rotten food should be avoided. Most of the time you have easy access to different types of food, but if you think that all of the edibles you find can actually be eaten, you will die. In fact, scorpions and spiders and snakes are deadly alive, but safe when cooked, while other edibles like frogs are just a big no-no. Now the Long Dark has a smaller variety and access to food, but luckily not all types of food are dangerous. Only meat that contains parasites. Now the issue here is that in Green Hell, getting a parasite is no big deal, you just have to find some mushrooms and you're good to go. But in the Long Dark, you also have to find mushrooms, but it will take you quite some time to get rid of the parasites, and you will have to give it special care, and you just might end up dying. And the reason for that will be discussed in the next point, which is how easy it is to die in both games. So when you start in Green Hell, at first you will be dying without even knowing how or why. You might get bitten by a spider or stung by a scorpion that you can't even see. Not to mention snakes, crocodiles, tribe people and other means for the game to kill you. Like, honestly the game has a lot of ways to kill you. You might learn how to defend yourself and look out for anything that moves, and then find a frog happily bouncing, and you think to yourself yummy reptile dinner, and the moment you grab it, you become feverish and poisoned and realize that some bouncy things are better left ungrabbed. But still, after playing the game for some time, you learn how to stay alive. And you start killing wild animals, wrestling with crocodiles or casually killing tribemen and making barbecue out of them. While in the Long Dark, it's different. Wildlife such as wolves are dangerous, but not always deadly. meaning that you wouldn't simply die from one encounter. And let's not forget the fact that you have ways and means to defend yourself against wolves. For example, you can light a flare or simply drop a piece of meat so that the wolf would get distracted and simply take it and walk away. But let's keep in mind, bears are a different story, and moose will inflict serious injuries but only attack when provoked. And if that's not enough, do not worry, the long dark has other ways to kill you. You can die from parasites, hypothermia and freezing to death, hunger due to lack of food, and blizzards and such. One time I remember surviving for 40 days or more, having explored a very big portion of the map, and I was very well stocked on resources and I had 3 different shelters in case of any emergency. And still I was casually exploring the map. I got caught in a blizzard, it lasted a while and my clothes got damaged. I didn't plan to stay outside so long, so I didn't bring much food with me. Bottom line is that I had to hunt a rabbit and take shelter in a hollowed tree in order to survive and make my way back. So it's really easy for things to go so wrong, so fast, in the long dark. I would say Green Hell will start feeling pretty safe once you play it for a while and learn how to survive. While the long dark is still deadly, the weather itself is trying to kill you. Overall, I would say the long dark wins if you play it survival mode. And Green Hell wins if you play story mode. Thank you everyone for watching, definitely share your opinions with us and let us know what games would you like to see in the next video. Until next time.